So Dunlap and Shipley went out in 31-32, racked up a ton of birdies, tied through the morning 18. They remain tied in the afternoon 18 to decide the U.S. Amateur. NBC Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present the 123rd United States Amateur Championship with uninterrupted coverage presented by Rolex. Championship Sunday, indeed, in the Mile High City just outside of downtown Denver, just 5 miles away. Cherry Hills Country Club hosting its 10th USGA Championship with all of that great USGA Championship history, including the plaque at the first where Arnie drove the green back in 1960. Huge crowds have been here all morning and now afternoon long to see who's going to come out on top. Nick Dunlap, the talented 19-year-old from Alabama, taking on 22-year-old Neal Shipley, a fifth-year grad student at Ohio State. Joined here in the 18th tower again, Smiley Kaufman, the 1978 U.S. Amateur champion, who just may well could see another Buckeye win it like he did in New Jersey back in the day. John Wood also following the action on the course. Brentley Romine with us, our college golf insider. Craig Winter of the United States Golf Association with us as well. And they signaled right from the get-go, Smiley, that this was going to be a pretty special day of golf. This was Shipley's very first hole, his second at this 395-yard par 4.
Yeah, this first hole, this whole location's in a bucket pin. You throw it behind it, it'll spin back. Short will bounce up. A very easy birdie opportunity that both these guys took advantage of.
Dunlap on the very same hole with Shipley in there tight. Answered the occasion with a birdie of his own from well outside, but it just gave us an indication that these guys were settled in, ready to roll. And the first two birdies of the day. Very next hole, this was Dunlap's second, looking for 2 in a row to start the morning.
He had some beauties into this hole today. It's so cut up against that bunker and just using the back of the green there, spinning it back towards the hole.
So back-to-back birdies for Dunlap to begin, and he got that early one-up lead over Shipley. And then up ahead at the 7th.
Yeah, this is the first time that he didn't have the tee box. Hit a beauty up here to about 6 feet or so.
Yeah, he had built the lead to 2 up before Shipley cut into it with a winning hole at the 6th, but then Shipley to answer at this 7th, 1 down.
And this shot by Neal Shipley, this is where I felt like he is here to play today.
So 2 more birdies at the 7th, and the birdie total was growing for Dunlap and Shipley. And after Shipley tied the match with a winning hole at the 15th, this was Dunlap from long range at 16. Buries it. So he had the one-up lead over Dunlap, and then watch this second shot for Shipley at the most difficult hole here at Cherry Hills, the last, with Dunlap holding that one-up lead. Shipley stuffs it in there.
Just a beauty, ball above your feet, leaving it just right of the hole pin eye.
And we were down here near the tower, at least I was, and I heard this roar coming down the hill, and that is the way you go into the break.
30 feet downhill, goes a little to the right. There's a lot of speed.
Stretch. Stretch.
It's stretching. Almost.
Yeah, Nick made a nice up and down from short of the green at the 19th to tie. This is 12 feet just inside the right edge. Absolute perfect putt you want to have.
Mr. Dunlap 4, Mr. Shipley 4.
Pull up!
Going up the left-hand side.
That could be a nasty little spot right there underneath that tree. We'll have to see if he has a backswing. He's just going to have a fairly small chip shot.
green, like you said earlier this morning. He did not get it up and down for birdie, so they tied this hole earlier today.
He got underneath that one.
Yeah, and you don't want it right here. Those are trees, deep rough.
That was the first really bad swing I've seen Nick Dunlap make all week. He's been in sync with his golf swing.
Windows to choose from.
Walk to net.
It kind of went low.
Okay,
It's going to stay there.
Got it on the green. Looked like it caught a little piece of a leaf in that tree, so a little higher than actually I expected that shot was going to be played.
Easy to get this one over the green. It's also easy to kind of leave one. Just wasn't a very good lie. Both on the green, though.
Shipley is that when he got him in the portal, they had some time to work with him, and he has developed and reached the finals of this championship.
And this is going to be a tough two-putt down the slope, moving left to right.
Great speed judgment.
You can see how fast that putt was, and that's what he was scared about with his chip shot. I mean, he didn't hit that.
Good looking putt. Dunlap buries it from long range. That is an impressive up and down.
Mr. Dunlap is one up.
And add another birdie to Dunlap's growing total. Shipley watched it and said, wow.
We saw it all morning. You have to make birdies to win holes in this match. These two guys are playing some incredible golf.
You have to make sure you keep it right, though, because if he doesn't hit it far enough, those trees on the left can come into play.
Beauty. Good boy.
It is up the left a little bit.
Perfect.
It's going to be close.
That's fine.
Yep.
Neal, as he's done every other time playing this hole, he's taking out a driver, trying to take it right over top of those trees and keep it away from those bunkers.
Ooh. That's the left fairway bunker. That's going to be very difficult from there.
Yeah, boy.
He can take it around the trees or go under. It looks like he's going to go around, try to hit a big swooping hook.
Come on. Nice.
Oh, what a
Beauty. Great shape to that. That is high quality right there. That shot. Yeah, 81 yards. He's going to take a go at it. Said the front bunker's not bad. He double chunked it. Needs to get up, and hopefully it didn't bury.
Oh, it did.
It did bury. If he keeps this on the green, I think it's a great shot.
Cookie, you kind of have to question the decision-making taking that shot on.
No
from 80
doubt,
yards.
no doubt. I
didn't
want to second guess that, but that was my initial thought. He could take it out to the front right part of the green and been fine.
And this is absolutely short-sighted. You can see it's totally plugged. You got to try to get as steep as you possibly can, almost like you're swinging in an elevator, but he caught the ball first. So difficult to get underneath it. See that club.
So maybe one little bit of a tactical error.
Well, there hasn't been many tactical errors or holes given away, but this seems to be like this is going to be our first hole really given away.
And it is conceded. And that means a 2-up lead for Nick Dunlap.
Mr. Dunlap 3, Mr. Shipley 5. Mr. Dunlap is 2 up.
Slowly applying the pressure.
2 down, and the momentum's going the wrong direction.
Atta boy, great swing. Great swing.
Quick tee pickup.
There's just so much freedom in that golf swing right now. You can see it through the follow-through, how the shaft hits his back and then pops right off.
Neal needs to take a deep breath, hit a good one here.
Great shot. Nice shot.
He has shown some resilience this week, Smiley. That is for sure. He's been down in a number of matches and come back.
That'll just be an 8 or 7 iron for those guys into a par 5.
In his mind, he wants to fly something about 185.
Hold tight.
Way up in the air, holding right up the center of the green.
Thanks.
That'll come down to the front of the green, looks like.
Maybe up against that collar too. We've seen that all week. It's been a challenge for these guys to play.
Assistant coach at Ohio State, Jimmy Beck, back on the bag. Says he likes it. 202 all in. Flighting it in there a little bit lower on a nice line, just right of the flag. Needs to get up a little.
Should stay there. May try to trickle. But still, what a great shot by Neal Shipley. Definitely in probably the better situation here. As it continues to roll, you can see there's some slope on this green. Probably, besides the 18th hole, the most slope on any green.
What did he come, a yard or less from that thing staying up there and getting even closer? If all that other history isn't enough, joining Tiger Woods, just the two of you, pretty heady stuff.
Yeah, this is going to come out pretty low. And some nice overspin to it. That is a really, really well played shot.
Is it ever?
Really good play.
Great technique. That ball was way back in his stance. The handle was way forward. Just got steep on it, right on the back of the ball. That was beautiful.
High school teammate of Shipley, childhood friend, stood in for him yesterday.
Yeah, I guess life happens, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
Look at this. Pretty well judged by Shipley. So we've got a couple of birdie putts outside the friendship zone. This to tie the hole with birdie 4s.
Yeah, good 3.5, 4 feet. Does go slightly downhill. Tricky little putt. He's been rock solid, though.
And another birdie.
Dunlap 4.
To Dunlap's
Mr. Shipley
list.
4. Mr. Dunlap remains 2 up.
Out to the right, trying to draw, but it's going to hold its line.
Over, good shot.
That'd be an uphill right to lefter.
Get in.
On a tight line.
It is.
We're finally starting to see just the greens give a little bit of bounce, and that's all this place needs.
Ready to give a little fist pump there.
That had his attention for a long time, didn't it? He just has to pick a spot out there and roll it right over that and just let it fall down to the hole.
Did he hit it?
Have to wonder if those shadows played a little trick on his depth perception there.
All right, so to tie the hole.
Dunlap 3. Mr.
Dunlap.
Shipley 3. Mr. Dunlap remains 2 up.
Nice up close and personal seat for those guys.
Nick with an iron, just trying to get it out to that elbow. This dog leg left. The more left you get, the shorter the second shot is. That's very well done.
And the better the angle as well.
Brilliant seconds in here. Tied the hole with birdies this morning. It's a little more right than Nick's, but should be fine.
I need to put a stopwatch from when Dunlap hit his shot to when Shipley hit his shot. It was no more than 15, 20 seconds.
Nearly made one on the last. Shipley trying to hang in there.
Just wants to get a little bit left of the pin. Let the slope take it to the right. With something like that. Check and hold if the contact is correct. He got it up in the air a little higher than I thought. A little right of the hole.
Here it comes.
Yeah. Don't want to overspin it.
They both did the same thing.
Rest right next to Shipley. I'm going to go for par at the 7th to tie for Shipley. Just gets away from him on the right edge, so he's got the 3-up lead.
Yeah, big 3-putt to lose the hole back there for Neal Shipley. Now Nick Dunlap here just trying to put the hammer down 230 yards today. Just wants it up front center of the green, something just like that. Let's stay up there on that ridge.
Dunlap has come in dialed in all day long.
Hole hasn't played it particularly well. You might have to start firing at some flags.
Hang in there.
That's kind of been his spot, just out there to the right. Could be putting up that slope.
When I saw that matchup in the round of 64, it could have been a finale, but Neal Shipley in the finals, and that has been a worthy opponent to Nick.
Not only was Shipley down in that semifinal that we mentioned with J.M. Butler.
Something. Nick with an opportunity to go 4 up right here.
Right.
He's getting the feeling that Dunlap's not going to let off the
Mr.
gas.
Dunlap 3, Mr. Shipley 3. Mr. Dunlap remains 3 up.
Like every other round, Nick has chosen less than driver. Kind of up the left-hand side, but should be fine.
Shipley, of course, transferring from James Madison after getting into the portal, going Ohio State's way. Likes this drive.
Yeah, driver threw the fairway a little bit this morning, but that, with the wind blowing right now, that was perfect.
Curl has been mentoring Dunlap.
And one thing too, it's not I'm telling you how to do it. It's reassurance. It's trust that Nick has in Jeff. That from 192 yards.
Pretty well judged underneath the hole.
173 yards up the slope into the breeze.
All right.
It's on a nice line, little left. Needs to roll down.
Yeah, that's a good shot. He needed that, 3 down. And so maybe this is Shipley's latest version of here I come. I am not done yet. One of the biggest honors a Buckeye can have. Okay, here's the man from Alabama, though, for birdie first.
Yeah, going uphill, a little bit left to right.
That's tracking. Dunlap.
Big time
Yep.
putt.
Couple roll tide chance, and Dunlap is rolling his rock today.
What an opportunity to potentially get the tee box, but Nick Dunlap, he hit that with some pace right into the bottom of it.
He certainly had a feel for that one there, Smiley. It was uphill, a little left to right. He could go ahead and take a go at this point in time.
But Dunlap.
He had a similar putt this morning from a little bit longer. He knows it goes to the right.
Wastes no time there. You got to hand it to Shipley for jumping in there.
Mr. Dunlap 3, Mr. Shipley 3. Mr. Dunlap remains 3 up.
That's 11 birdies. Big personality. Just matched Dunlap's birdie, but Dunlap relentless so far, but this one is headed way left, it appears.
There's a fence and an immovable obstruction over there. I don't think it quite got to that.
Yep, straight at the bunker. Right at it.
So Shipley nestles in the rough.
To land this well short of the green and way to the right. Almost in that right bunker, honestly.
That's exactly what John Wood was describing.
Yeah, that was going to be a tall ask right there going that direction because everything goes away from him. If he goes out more to the right, well, about 85 yards total.
Should be pretty good.
Got it way out to the right. Kind of using that slope to slow it down. This is going to end up pretty good.
Nice break, being able to take a drop and have a clean shot. Now definitely need an advantage with Neal Shipley off the green at 10.
Put away. It was incredible stuff, as he said, coming back in each and every one of them. This is Shipley's third on the way at 10. Another example of his touch. He read it perfectly.
How about those putts on the last two holes, Dan?
Mr. Dunlap,
About
3.
35
Mr.
feet,
Shipley,
there,
4.
15 feet.
Mr. Dunlap
Left to
is
right
4
putts,
up.
too, which are even more difficult to make.
How about 12 birdies in 28 holes in this championship match?
I mean, you saw how far left he was aiming there. That is perfect speed. The very bottom of the hole on its last roll.
We were just talking about Tiger Woods, and obviously all these guys have seen the highlights from Tiger through the years, the fist-pumping days of Tiger.
I've got my opponent on the ropes. I can be aggressive. I've got a lot of options now. Look like you got underneath that.
Well, he has been automatic with the driver the entire week. That's 2 drivers now that we've seen him hit pulled left. So that's definitely something coming down the stretch that we're going to have to definitely monitor.
There, we saw that happen on the last. He got away with it with a birdie.
Big tee shot there for Neal. And we said it yesterday. How do you lose big leads? You hit it out of position off the tee. That's the only way you're going to lose big leads. He needs a good one here. It's up the center of the green, kind of going left, and needs a straight kick.
Doesn't get it. Not sure if it went in the bunker.
Choosing the safe play. I believe this is the right decision with a 4-up lead. Just get it back in play.
Let's go, baby.
Hit yourself a wedge shot, make a putt.
And the way that Curl ends a lot of the conversations, or in the midst of the conversation, is a positive thing. You're a good wedge player.
134, downwind, downhill. A little up to the flag, and well played.
Smart decision, not taking on too much on that second shot. Give yourself a wedge. You heard Jeff Curl tell Nick, you're a great wedge player. Just trust yourself.
Oh, it came out hot. Yeah, that is not what he was looking for.
I was kind of a little surprised he didn't get both feet out of the bunker.
And even that, I'm not sure he can stop this, but 5-6 feet at the best.
He barely hit it. How fast the advantages change in match play. Now, Nick Dunlap seemed like he would have been lucky to tie this hole. Now is a putt to win the hole.
Yeah, and what a little mini flip of a hole this would be if he holds this to go 5 up. He was just hoping to get out of here with a tie.
Hit a good putt, just slightly misread it, I believe.
So it's another wild drive for Dunlap. He could be on his way here to getting his name on that Havemeyer trophy. 202-yard par 3.
Yeah, just looking to keep something dry outside, out to the right. That is exactly where he needed to put it.
Fairways and greens from this point on.
100%. Go. Neal taking one straight up in the air, asking for it to go. I think it's got plenty of game.
There's a little ridge right there. Just didn't quite get on the other side of it to get the left kick, but still should be a good look for birdie for Neal.
Up that hill, now down that slope. His pace has been
thought he made another
absolutely brilliant.
He made an unreal putt on 12 yesterday from about the same spot, but the pin was in the front right. I thought he rang the bell again there, Dan.
Aimed way out to the right, which he absolutely needs to. Goes up that little slope. Doesn't have to go down the backside of that slope as much as Nick's did. It's going to start breaking hard to the left.
And there it goes. Took an edge. He's just looking for that spark, Smiley, to get him going.
All it takes is one, but
Mr.
heading into the
Shipley,
13th hole, he's running out of
Mr.
holes,
Dunlap
being
remains
4 down.
Neal Shipley starting to run out of holes. All Nick needs to do is just keep it in play, but this is going up the right-hand side.
He's fine.
Got through into the bunker.
Yeah,
don't want that.
Got to make something happen now.
Put this ball in the fairway. This one taking a big bounce and needs to slow down. Doesn't want to be in that rough. Just short. Too fast. That's where you'll catch it heavy. Came out nice and low. Pretty good contact. It's up the left-hand side, though. Should skip through the green. Oh, you don't want it there.
That is absolutely no man's land. He's going to have the most difficult shot you could possibly have on this 13th hole. And
over the green into play. 163. He's looking something about 158 would be fine. Now, he spins the ball a lot. It is on a good line, though.
Wow, look at that. That is so well judged.
That's all he could do, and it wasn't far from pulling that off.
Shipley's coach says he's very proud of his Pittsburgh roots. Looks like it's going to be a concession
Mr.
here.
Dunlap 5, Mr. Shipley 3, Mr. Dunlap is 3
He
up.
also added probably among Steeler Nation, which are some of the most rabid fans in the business. He's
Got it going up the left-hand side, and this was tattooed.
crowd beginning to swell a little bit more for Shipley.
Let's go, Nick. On the left-hand side, this should be good too, and this one was roasted.
Dunlap's charging after that as if to say, you think I'm backing off? Think again.
Going to try to hit a hard 9. He's going to have to control that spin. But I think with a little 8, I think it's a better idea. But this is going dangerously left. Look out.
Near the penalty area. Not sure if it held up from the water.
167 down the hill. Wind did pick up right there. Has to be looking well right of this flag stick. This is a little bit left as well. That needs to get down. That'll go off the green down there next to that rough.
I just don't think
not a good shot under these circumstances.
They just can't feel that gust coming from that right side. It just hides a little bit.
We flew it on the green. If he hits that shot and bounces it into the hill, it's fine.
You're just so scared of leaving it short, knowing it would roll all the way back to you on that collar. But
so he's going to go low. He's going to bounce it into the hill. And that was the problem with that. I thought that he would go upstairs to try to keep some speed up. Make sure you kept speed up right there. That was give him a good 45 feet, and it is downhill and it is slick. Wind's blowing out of his right and helping. Oh, that's not good.
No.
That is a good 4 feet.
Still work to be done there. Nick Dunlap, he's got a challenge ahead of himself here. This isn't going to be just a no-brainer up and down here.
Well, he's got putter out. I think this is the wise choice given this situation. A bad putt is always better than a bad chip.
Boy, I keep thinking back to that putt by Shipley there. Wouldn't that have been nice for him if he was able to get it within concession range and put even more pressure on Dunlap here. He's still a ways away for his bogey.
Nick now has to hit this pretty hard to get it through the first fairway cut up onto the green. Gave it a pretty good wrap. Very well judged.
Well, that's what he needed. He did not need to have anything where he had to put a coin down.
most of the day.
And Dunlap with another winning hole. When it looked like he could have been the loser on the hole.
154 yards straight into the wind. Just looking at something center of the green. That's it. Control your spin. He's got it way up in the air. Wind is hitting it.
Might be all he needed to.
Neal really has to control spin here. He can overspin some shots. It's going to be left of the flag.
Yep, he's got to get after it. Hole high for Shipley.
Can end it right here.
Great speed, kid.
At it. And so that forces Shipley to make.
Right at hole high. Pretty good breaker left to right. But this is one you can make.
And Nick Dunlap has done it. The amateur double. The U.S. amateur champion at Cherry Hills.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, that was a hell of a round, man. History, baby!
Teammates can't wait to come out. Give their own congratulations to their guy, Nick Dunlap. Both his parents here as well.
I love you, man. That's so amazing.
Thank you there, Dan. I wish it was under different circumstances, but I want to congratulate you anyway. A great run, a great run. Known for your comebacks this week, when you got off the 13th or the 31st green, did you have any type of feeling that you could make another comeback?
I definitely felt like it was possible. I was going to have to string together a bunch of good shots, and unfortunately on 14 there, just kind of pulled on a little bit. But it was a great week. Nick played phenomenal, and he's going to be hard to beat today, regardless of who is playing him.
You must be very proud that you shoot way under par and lose to someone that made 13 or 14 birdies on you. You have to be pretty proud of yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I played great all day today, and it's not much you can do when somebody does that to you. So it is what it is, and just going to move on with a lot of confidence from this week.
Yeah, Coach Jay Mosley said you just improved. As you got to school, you improved each and every single week, and then you improved again through this summer. Where do you think this takes your game, and how confident are you now going forward?
I feel super confident. I feel like, whenever I tee it up, I can win now. And I think that's a great feeling to have, and just looking forward to taking that on to the fall.
Well, we appreciate your time, and good luck again.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
It is our pleasure to present the gold medal and the Havemeyer Trophy to Nick Dunlap, the champion of the 123rd U.S. Amateur.
Well, Nick, the two hottest players this summer in amateur golf met in the final of this U.S. Amateur. You made 12 birdies. Neal tried to hang with you every step of the way. What allowed you to pull this off and get that trophy in your hands?
He absolutely did hang with me, Neal. I mean, that was a hell of a match. He played amazing. I'm honored just to be in the final match with him. It's just like I can't even explain it, man. I'm at a loss of words. I want to thank Jeff wherever he is. I was 5 over par through 7 holes. And honestly, I'm sorry. Without him, there's no chance I'd be standing here.
He wrote in your yardage book on Monday, this could be an amazing moment if you came back from that 5 over through 7 start. But let's give Jeff a little more credit. You've known him for over a decade. since the days and you were just a little kid hitting balls next to him at Greystone in the pouring rain. How much credit do you give him, and where would you be without Jeff?
All of it, man. I mean, he was a part of the U.S. Junior. He's a part of this. I told him, you know, one of my main goals is to make history. That's what I wanted to do, and for him to be alongside of that with me, it means the world, man.
Yeah, I can see you're getting emotional. Now, you're speaking of history. You joined Tiger Woods, who is your favorite player, like many of these golfers here. He got you started in this game, looking up to him. You now join him as the only two players to win both the U.S. Junior Amateur and the United States Amateur Championship. Talk about the significance of that to you, and where does Nick Dunlap go from here?
Well, I think it's only a third of what he's actually done. But just to be in the same conversation as Tiger is a dream come true, and something that I've worked my entire life for. It's the hours and hours that that nobody sees. To try to get to this point, even have a chance to win this trophy, it's unbelievable. Can't put it in words.
What are you looking forward to doing with this trophy most?
Is it legal to say? First off, boys, right over there. Got up at 3:15 this morning to come watch me play, and I think we're gonna have a little bit of fun with this. But can't wait to go to battle with these guys here next year.
Well, they say it takes a village, and you have quite the village, Nick. And congrats on being the 123rd United States Amateur Champion. Dan, back to you.
And he might want to take that Havemeyer Trophy over to the birthplace of golf, St. Andrews, where his busy summer is going to continue as one of the leaders of the Walker Cup. And you talked about it. Only Tiger Woods and Nick Dunlap have won the U.S. Junior and the U.S. Amateur.